My first physiotherapy session. I'm in hospital. I'm still on the neurosurgery ward, so I guess it's probably 3 or 4 days after my brain surgery, maybe a week, 10 days after my stroke. And I'm told tomorrow we're going to start your rehabilitation. Fantastic. Looking forward to that. There's a gym just down the corridor, says Debbie, little physiotherapist, and we're going to go in there and do some work. Fantastic. So the next day comes, I shuffle off down the corridor with Debbie one side and a nurse the other side, keeping me upright, and we get into the gym. Now, I can't remember the exact sequence of this, but basically there's a physiotherapist with a clipboard, and I'm told, right, okay, you need to get a score of greater than 50 on the various tests and exercises we're going to do before you can go home. So first of all, let's try you standing on one leg. Now, I've had a cerebellar stroke. Cerebellum controls balance and coordination. I have severe vertigo. You know that old party trick where you get a broom or a stick or something, and you've had a few beers and you put it down on the ground so you're looking at it, and then you go around it. So you keep the stick or the broom in the same position, you go around, you go around, you go around, you go around, and you then stand up and you... That's what it's like. That's what it's like all the time. Stand on one leg. Luckily I'm caught by a member of staff who's standing on this side of me. Have another go. Okay, I have to mark you down as a 0 for that one. Excuse me, but prior to my stroke I couldn't stand on one bloody leg. What chance do I stand now? Okay, try the other leg. Okay, it's another 0. Now, try standing up for 30 seconds with your eyes open. Okay, that caught again. Right, that was a bit better. Try again, 30 seconds, see how you get on. Right, okay, I'll give you a 2 for that one. Try it with your eyes closed. Okay, well, just close my eyes and, yeah, just close your eyes and stand up 30 seconds. Okay, fine. Oh dear. Yeah. Here's another one for you. They put a little step in front of me, I guess about that high, 6 inches high. What we want to do, Andy, is put your right foot on the step, and then put your right foot back down again, and then put your left foot on the step and put your left foot back down again, and just step up onto the step and do that for 30 seconds and see how many steps you can do. Okay. Oh dear. Let's try again. Okay. Right. What about if you've tried your left leg? I couldn't get my foot off the ground on the left. I could lift my right up, but went over. But my left foot, I could kind of lift my heel up about yay much, but I could not get my foot off. My toes resolutely refused to get off the ground. Just couldn't move them. No matter how much I tried, it was like they were stuck with super glue. Oh, we're not getting many on the scores here, are we? Okay. So there were other... if I probably sat down and really thought about it, I could maybe remember them, but they're the kind of ones I remember, because by this time now, 1, I'm feeling really tired. 2, I'm feeling depressed. And 3, in my head I'm going, what is the point? What is the point? The only thing that I could do was they had some parallel bars there, you know, like you see on the gymnastics on the Olympics, these parallel bars. And what I could do was I could put a hand on each bar and shuffle my way a couple of meters down the parallel bars, turn around and shuffle back again. That was about the only thing I could do. So right, okay, finished there. I don't think I can walk back. Would you like a wheelchair? Yeah, that'd be great. So I'm wheeled back to my bed, collapse into a heap. Same thing the next day. Same results. And all I can think of in my head is I've got to score over 50 in order to go home. And I think my first score was like 26 or something. And after a few days, I'd got up to 35 or something. But it was kind of like, how the hell am I going to get 50? How the hell am I going to stand on one leg for 30 seconds? I can't stand on 2 legs for 30 seconds, let alone standing on 1 leg for 30 seconds. How's that going to work? So I'm starting to get, over the course of a few days, upset, a bit pissed off, a bit grouchy, so I'm tired and I'm frustrated. And what's frustrating, I just want to go home. I do not want to be in hospital. But yeah, I can't go home until I score 50. I'm at 35. Oh dear. So that was the physiotherapy. Now, I'll tell you about how I got out of hospital in a minute. We need to come back to the occupational therapy, which was happening in parallel to the physiotherapy. So the occupational therapist, lovely lady by the name of Suzanne. I have to say, Debbie, the physiotherapist, was fantastic. Suzanne, equally fantastic. And the issues that I came up against were me, not them. Occupational therapy. So, says Suzanne, what we'll do is we'll go to the kitchen and see if you can make a cup of tea. In my head, I'm thinking, this is drumming, surely this is going to be stuff to make my... Okay. So we go to there's a little kitchenette that staff use. We go in there and right, she said, could you just show me how you'd make a cup of tea? So there's a work surface, there's a kettle. First thing I notice is the kettle isn't plugged in. Being the domestic goddess that I am, the first thing I realised is I need to plug the kettle in. Plug the kettle in, switched it on at the mains. Very good, Andy. Very good. Don't patronise me. I'm not an idiot. I know how to plug a bloody kettle in. Unplug the mains lead from the kettle, under the tap, fill it up with water, back, put the tap on. There's all a bit of a struggle. This left hand wasn't very good at the time. It's all a bit of a struggle, but I managed it. Opened the cupboard, got a cup out. Do you like a cup of tea? No, just make the one. Fine, just 1 cup. Tea bag. Thank you very much. Boil the kettle. Good. That's very good. Great. So I can make a cup of tea. My life is not over. No, if anybody wants a cup of tea from now on, come see me. I can do it. You need a adept drummer? No, not really, but I can make tea. Yeah. So that was that. Next day, Suzanne arrives at my bedside with a little bag of tricks. No idea what's in it. Now she said, what we're going to do today is exercises to test your dexterity. And she laid out in front of me a pile of paperclips. What I'd like you to do, Andy, is daisy chain the paperclips together. So I'll show you how to do it. So you get one paperclip and you kind of twist it around. And so that's now these two joined together. And we're going to make a daisy chain of paperclips. I want to see how you get on. Now, the smarter viewers amongst you will remember that I've got double vision. I have got horizontal double vision and I've got vertical double vision at the same time. Hasn't been diagnosed yet, but I know there's a problem with my eyes and they've said ophthalmologists will come and see you and we'll try, okay, fine. But I'm aware, I'm short-sighted anyway, but I'm aware that there's 12 nurses coming to see me, and as they get closer they become 4, and then they become 3, and one's moving to my right, one's moving to my left, and for some bizarre reason one's floating up to the ceiling. That sort of thing is going on. And I now got to daisy chain paper clips. So I managed to pick up 2 paper clips. I can't pick one up with my left hand. I've got to pick it up with my right hand, put it in my left hand where I'm kind of holding it. I can't hold it terribly well, but I'm kind of squeezing the living daylights out of it. And I'm now trying to hook, as I hold it steady-ish, I'm trying to hook the other paper clip around it. And I've got double vision. So I've got 3 hands and 3 paper clips over here, and I've got 4 hands and 4 paper clips over here. Which one is the one that I should be? I know. Close one eye. Clever, eh? Brilliant. 1 paper clip, 1 hand. 1 paper clip, 1 hand. Brilliant. Depth perception, none whatsoever. So all of this is all of this is going on. Not very successful. Okay, says Suzanne, I'll tell you what, we'll try something else. So she gets 2 little containers. One is full of marbles, little round glass things, marbles, and the other is empty. What I want you to do is to take 1 marble at a time with your right hand out of that pot and put it in the other one, and then reach for another marble, put it in, reach for another marble, put it in. Try it. And I'll time you. So she's there with a stopwatch. So I do this, and there's no problem with the right hand. Very good. Now, let's try it with your left hand. Take them out of that, put it, okay, fine. Right, well, so that took you 23 seconds with your right hand. That's pretty good. And 1 minute 45 with your left hand. And some didn't quite make it, did they? So poor Suzanne spends the next 3 or 4 minutes on her hands and knees, grovelling around, picking up all the marbles that I dropped that have rolled around all over the place and probably still are there now. Some of them, no doubt, nurses have fallen over and sued the hospital. Well, what's this marble doing? And you know. So this is going terrifically well. And there were some other, I forget exactly what, they're the 2 that stick out, the paper clips and the marbles. There were some other things, dexterity wire, I couldn't really do it. So that was it. The next day, do you fancy making a cake? What? Fancy making a cake? In the kitchen, make a cake. Suzanne, I'm a musician. I'm not a baker. I'm not making it. No, I'm not making a cake. I want to get home. I want to get out. I'm doing physiotherapy. They're scoring me. They're telling me I've got to get 50 points. I'm nowhere near getting 50 points. I want to go home. I don't want to stay here. I want to get out. I'm not doing it. No. And with a very theatrical flourish, I went into, this is no word of a lie, I went into full fetal position on the bed and said, rather aggressively, I'm not talking to you. I was a little bit annoyed. So Suzanne, bless her, said, oh, is it me? I was like, oh my God, no, Suzanne, no, it's not you, it's the system. I've got to score these points and I'm being timed and I'm being asked to do things and it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever and I can't do them. It's going to be years, if ever, before I score 50 points. I've had a cerebellar stroke. I've got no balance. How the hell am I going to stand on one leg? How the hell am I going to stand up with my eyes closed? 7.5 years on, I can't do it now. So strictly, I should still be in physiotherapy in the hospital, shouldn't I? I shouldn't be out because I wouldn't score 50 points now. So I had a bit of I guess probably, I suspect, maybe the only stroke survivor in history to go on strike. I withdrew my labour. Smash the system. So poor Suzanne, having said to her, look, it isn't you, it's the system, blah, blah, blah. She says, you are a bit of a special case. There's a meeting at 11 o'clock with the doctors and the consultants and the staff, and I'll mention all of this to them at the 11 o'clock meeting. Great, good. So I went back to my fetal position, and Suzanne wandered off. And after a while, I calmed down, pushed myself back up, sat up in bed, and one of the consultants came round and said, "Oh, Mr. Dovey, how are you doing?" I said, "I'm not very happy, Phil, at all. Not happy." "Oh, why is that then?" "Well, let me tell you." So I went through the whole physiotherapy, occupational therapy, the 50 points. I'm never going to get home, blah, 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 blah. Cerebellar stroke, balance. Why they get me to check my balance? I've got no sodding balance, so why the hell are they... Yeah, I can see your point. You are a bit of a special case because, I don't know if you know this, but only about 2-3% of strokes are cerebellar strokes. We don't see that many. So, okay. But there's a meeting at 11 o'clock with staff meeting and what have you. And what I'll do, I'm due at that meeting. So let me just make a note here. You've got his clipboard out. Make a little note. I'll mention it at the meeting. Brilliant, Phil. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. About 10 minutes later, one of the nurses came around. "How are you doing, Mr. Dobie?" "Not good, actually. Let me tell you, blah, blah, blah." And so I gave her the same pitch. "Oh, well, I don't know if you know, there's a staff meeting at 11 o'clock. I said, "Yeah, I have heard. Yep. Start at 11. I'm at that meeting, so I'll fine." So I saw them all arrive for the meeting. And I saw them all leave. And then Suzanne came to see me. "We've had the meeting." I said, "Yeah, no, I saw you all go in. I saw you all leave. Yeah, we've had the meeting. And you can go home. It's a very special case. You can go home. It's fantastic. When can I go?" "Ooh, go today." So I guess this was something like 11:30, 11:45, 4:30. I'm in the car with my wife on the way home. Yes. 50.